If I lost all of my followers today and had to start completely from scratch, here's what I would do to grow my Instagram account. I'm not talking about posting a reel, crossing your fingers, and hoping that it goes viral.
I was just checking to see if I went viral. No? Okay.
I'm talking about a real strategy that actually helps you stay consistent, builds your community, and makes you money. Whether you're a brand new creator or you're just kind of stuck with your growth, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I would rebuild from the ground up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more social media tips and strategies to help you grow your creator business. Okay, so before you ever post a single reel, I want you to ask yourself one question. Who am I talking to? And I don't mean I'm talking to moms or I'm talking to creators. I mean, who is the exact person that I want my content to reach? What do they want to achieve? What are they struggling with? And how can my content actually help them get there? Close your eyes with me. And let's imagine this. I want you to think of somebody opening Instagram and feeling super stuck or frustrated. Then, boom, your reel pops up in their feed. And something just clicks. It feels like you're talking directly to them. That is the moment when people decide to follow. But for that to work, you've gotta have a clear focus. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to pick a super specific niche forever, but it does mean that when someone lands on your profile, they should be able to instantly tell what you're about and whether your content is for them. Now, if you're like, Sarah, but I'm trying to grow as a lifestyle content creator, don't worry. This still definitely applies to you. Because yes, you can absolutely grow as a lifestyle creator. I mean, my feed is full of them. The huge advantage of posting lifestyle content is that people follow you for you, which kind of gives you the flexibility to evolve and change over time. But it usually takes a little longer to grow, which is why I always recommend that even lifestyle content creators have some sort of niche or some sort of focus to their account. Maybe you're documenting your move to a new city, or your life as a mom, or your daily routine in your corporate job. Whatever it is, there's still a very subtle niche there, and that'll definitely help you grow. The clearer you are about who your content is for and what you're about, the easier it is to actually attract the right followers. Now, let's talk about your profile for a second. This is one of the most underrated strategies that not enough creators are taking advantage of. The truth is that people usually don't follow you based on one single reel. They follow you based on multiple reels, based on what they see in your profile. Like, for example, when I'm scrolling my Explore page, I usually will find a reel that I like. I click on the username, take a little glance at their Instagram bio, maybe check out a few more of their reels, and then I decide to follow. So if I was starting from scratch, I would look at my profile almost like my storefront. It needs to clearly show who I'm talking to and what kind of content they can expect from me. It starts with your username. I usually just suggest using your first and last name as your Instagram username, especially if you're not sure if you're gonna stick with the same niche forever, or maybe you're a lifestyle creator or something like that. But in general, I would just make sure that your username is pretty easy to search and that it makes sense for you. Then comes your name line. This is the little line that sits above your Instagram bio, and it's so important because this entire line is searchable. So for example, if someone searches the word fitness inside of Instagram's search bar and you have the word fitness in your name line, you're more likely to pop up in that search. So instead of only writing your name in this line, try adding some helpful keywords that relate to your niche. For example, easy meal prep recipes, gut and hormone health, New York City content creator, any words that you would like to appear for in a search bar. Next up is your bio. I always suggest making it very clear who you help and what you post about. So the format that a lot of creators use is I help person do thing so they can outcome. So for a recipe creator, maybe it's I help parents prep healthy meals so they can stress less in the kitchen. I don't think it always has to be that structured though. If you wrote something like posting daily meal prep recipes to save you money and time, I think that's also great. As long as it's a punchy one-liner that explains the who and the what, you're golden. Now, the last part of your profile that I want to talk about are your pinned posts. These 3 posts are literally prime real estate of your profile. Keep in mind that you actually have 2 sections of pinned posts. You have one on your main grid and one on your Reels tab. And both of them are very important. Your main grid is what most people will see when they search for your profile or tap on your username in their feed. But if someone discovers you thanks to one of your Reels from the Reels Explore feed, Instagram actually brings them right to your Reels tab. So instead of seeing the 3 pinned posts that are on your main grid, they will actually see the 3 pinned posts that are on your Reels tab first, because that's where they landed first. So in both of these spots, I would suggest pinning 3 posts that represent your content the best. Maybe it could be like a start here type of post, or maybe your top performing post, or a post that explains your services, or one that promotes a freebie, something along those lines. Don't just pin a reel that got 1 million views if it has nothing to do with your overall goal. We want to be strategic here. All right, now we've got the foundation in place, so let's talk a little bit about content strategy. If I'm starting a brand new account, my content is never, ever going to be random. I like to structure my content around 3 main goals: discovery, trust, and community. First up, discovery. This is the content that gets you seen by new people. So this content is usually made with the goal of reaching non-followers who then become followers. So when you're thinking about discovery content, think reels with very shocking hooks, or popular trends, or even rage bait, if that's your style. You want someone to stop scrolling within 3 seconds of seeing your post. Then we've got trust content. This is where you go a little deeper, maybe by providing even more value, by showing testimonials from your customers, from your followers, or by providing some context about yourself and why you're qualified to post about the topic that you do. The goal of this content isn't just to get views. The goal is to build a connection, to build trust, and to position yourself as the go-to creator. And finally, community content. This is the type of content that typically keeps people around. Engage with your audience. Show your personality, show your life, show your interests. Ask them about their life and their interests. Every once in a while, you can do an Ask Me Anything, or maybe share an opinion that you have and ask your audience to weigh in as well. You can use community building language. Like, if you've been here a while, you probably know that I love XYZ. Because at the end of the day, people follow creators that they like. And I don't know about you, but I get pretty bored following someone who is only an educational robot. Next, let's talk about the thing that makes this whole plan sustainable long-term: batching. If you're trying to post consistently without a plan, that is the quickest way to burn out. So here's what I do. Every week, as I'm scrolling on Instagram, which I know we all do, I go ahead and save inspiration into a folder. So when I see a reel that makes me go, ooh, I should use this audio, or ooh, I should do this trend, or I should talk about this thing, I click the save button and I add it into a collection. And no, I do not mean copying people's content word for word or copying their exact idea. Please do not do that. I'm referring to saving different content formats, or great hooks, or trends, or editing styles. Anything that sparks an idea for your next video. Then I batch create this content. So for example, every Wednesday, I like to block off around 2 to 3 hours in my schedule to film like 7 or so reels. I'll film face-to-camera talking reels, trends, maybe a story time. And remember that the actual ideas for these reels had been saved already throughout the week between my saved folder and also usually my note section in my phone. So I do my batching session, and then also throughout the week, every once in a while, I'll shoot some B-roll videos that I can easily reuse later. Think of B-roll content kind of like the background to your main content, which is the text that sits on top. So for example, I'll film things like making coffee, or walking my dog, or my trip downtown. I'll make my husband take a video of me walking down the street. We all do that, right? It's not just me. Then I slap some text on it and voila, it is a reel. Created in 5 minutes. I can use this footage at literally any time. Super easy. Also, a quick tip when it comes to filming content, I personally like to separate my filming days and my editing days. I just feel like it can get really overwhelming to kind of try to do it all at once. So I like to separate myself into like 2 different sides of my brain: the filming side and the editing side. That helps me a lot and I highly, highly suggest it. Now let's get into the next section, which is all about trial reels. Trial reels is still pretty new on Instagram, and I like to think of trial reels as kind of like my test posts. When you post a trial, it's only seen by people who do not follow you yet. No one who follows you will see this reel. And so the idea there is that you can actually test a post with non-followers before you actually share it to your audience. Now, I really like to use these in a few different ways, and if I'm being honest, I think that kind of deserves its own video because this strategy can get like a little complex. So if you want to see a video walking through every single way that I like to use trial reels, let me know in the comments and I can make that next. But when you're starting a new account, or you're trying to kickstart growth onto an older account, I would definitely use the trial reels feature to explore different content styles. For example, maybe you never post storytime videos because you're like a little nervous to talk on camera. I would post it as a trial reel. If you start to see that the reel is kind of picking up, you can share that trial reel to your feed, and now your followers will see it too. And if it's not getting views, not performing well, then I would personally just leave it as a trial and your followers will literally never see it and it will not get put onto your feed. Different content formats that you can test include talking directly to the camera, voiceovers, skits, trends, tutorials, storytelling, vlogs. I would literally try it all because you really never know what type of content format is gonna blow up for you. Just remember that whenever you post a trial reel, and honestly any post for that matter, it's easy to kind of get stuck just looking at views, but there are so many other metrics that matter a lot more than views, in my opinion. I'll get into those exact metrics in a little bit, but please don't forget to check your analytics to make an informed decision on whether this trial reel should then go onto your feed or maybe just like die out. So again, trial reels is just a really good way to help you discover different types of formats that people might enjoy from you. And if you find a specific format that actually works, I would suggest doubling down on it, creating more content like that, etc. Let's talk about something that Instagram is heavily leaning into this year: SEO. SEO has been pretty important on Instagram for a while now, but as of this year, Instagram posts are actually going to start showing up in Google search results. That is huge for content creators. This basically means that the keywords that are in your posts and your captions are literally more important than ever before. So here's what I would do. Instead of writing like super casual short captions like Monday mood or photo dump or can you relate to this? I would instead write something with actual strategic keywords. For example, if you're looking for an easy 5-minute workout to tone your arms, then make sure to save this post. Not only does this caption have a call to action, which is obviously great, you're also including keywords like easy workout and tone your arms. These keywords help the algorithm understand what your content is about and will suggest your post to the exact people who are looking for it. And hopefully, eventually, your content might even be able to be found on Google, which is pretty cool. But please, please keep in mind that you should never keyword stuff in your Instagram posts, aka adding a bunch of words at the very bottom of your post to try to hack the system. You might see people do this, but Instagram does not like it and they might penalize your content for it. So please do not do that. I don't want to see that happen to you. The one topic that everyone loves to stress about is hashtags. And frankly, I really wouldn't stress about them. Yes, they still help a little, specifically with like categorization, but they don't help nearly as much as they used to. And that has been said time and time again from the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, who has literally said that hashtags can help with categorization, but I wouldn't look at them as like a way to get more reach.
Do hashtags help reach.com and then we can just put the
no.
canonical. No, just big,
Just a
big,
no, that's it.
Big no.
So instead of stressing over hashtags, I would personally focus on SEO-friendly captions with a ton of really good keywords. I'll probably paste a few niche-related hashtags to the very bottom of my post, but honestly, I wouldn't think about it more than like 2 or 3 minutes. This next growth hack is one that a lot of creators don't even know about, but it's a huge way that I've been able to increase my engagement and also monetize my content. Let's say, for example, that I'm giving away a free guide to my audience. I would go ahead and post my reel with this CTA. Comment the word freebie and I'll DM you my free guide. Then I would set up a message that'll send them this freebie link automatically. I use Manychat for this and it's super easy to set up. So I'll go ahead and put a tutorial video down in the description below if you want to try it. But basically this does a few things. Number one, it boosts the actual engagement on your post because people are now commenting this word. And obviously Instagram loves when people comment on your posts. Number two, my freebie or my product or whatever I'm sending these people is delivering right away. So people don't have to wait for it at all, which obviously my followers really like, but also it kind of increases my sales because people don't have to wait for the thing. They can just like buy it right away. And number three, this happens entirely passively. I don't personally have to worry about sending a whole bunch of messages or my inbox getting flooded. They just send automatically. And you can do this for any offer. So for example, I posted this reel about my 4 favorite tips for filming high quality videos. At the end of the reel and also in the caption, I asked my audience to comment the word link, and then I went ahead and sent them an affiliate link for a couple of my favorite filming tools. And like I said, I've also done this with free things like freebies or sending a link to my newest YouTube video, or even just sending like secret tips to people that they secretly get in their DMs. Makes people feel extra special, builds up community, things like that. If you want to try Manychat for free, I will put a link in the description as well as that tutorial for setting it up. Now, here's kind of the problem with Instagram growth. A lot of people will experience very quick and unsustainable growth. So they'll have one video that gets millions of views. They think they've suddenly hit the content jackpot. And then like a week or two later, they're stuck in like, the 200 view jail. And the truth is that if you want real sustainable growth, like the kind that actually builds up your community, gets you brand deals, gets you customers, all that good stuff, then you need to have a strategy that you can keep going long term over time. And that means learning how to have sustainable success and really treating your Instagram page like a business in itself. Every good business owner knows that you need to be regularly checking your numbers. You gotta know your numbers, you know what I'm saying? If you're not regularly tracking your results, then you're running a very risky business, and your Instagram account is included. So around once a week, I highly suggest doing your own little content audit. It doesn't have to be once a week, but if you're implementing a new strategy, I would suggest doing it once a week, and then like eventually you can move to once a month or something like that. So here's what I would suggest. Book some time on your calendar and ask yourself what worked this week, what didn't work this week, and why.
Why?
Take a look at the content that performed best. But like I said earlier, do not just look at views. Look at the watch time, the saves, the shares, the comments, maybe profile visits or follows that a certain post gave you. You can obviously customize that list based on what your goals are, but these different numbers will tell you which posts are actually building momentum for your account. So if you notice that every single time you do a super educational talking reel, you get tons of shares and saves, keep making more of them. If your storytime videos consistently get tons of views and comments and follows, people definitely like them. Think to yourself, can I turn one of these content formats into a series, something that's recurring and that I can make multiple videos out of? Could I maybe try a different editing style, like adding a green screen effect into my background to make it a little bit more visually interesting while I educate or while I tell this story? Could I test it with a voiceover instead, or maybe take this specific topic and turn it into a trend instead of a talking reel? Especially within the first 3 to 6 months of a brand new account or a brand new strategy, your job is not just to post. It is to learn with every single post. Every piece of content is a lesson. Every single comment, every message, every post that goes viral, it's all data that you should be analyzing. So to recap, if I had to start from zero, I would get super clear on exactly who I'm talking to, set up my profile just like a storefront, create a content plan around discovery, trust, and community, batch my content weekly, or at least come up with a schedule that works for me. Test everything with trial reels. Use automation to grow your account and to monetize, and continuously review your analytics and test different content formats. All right, if this video gave you at least one strategy that you're excited to try, make sure that you hit the like button so that more creators can find it too. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this one. And if you're in that building phase right now, which trust me, I have been there too, I highly recommend that you check out this video about all the different ways that you can monetize as a creator. Because growing a following is great, but like turning your content into sustainable income is way better. That video will be linked below. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.